Imagine this. It's the dead of night on the Eastern Front. German soldiers stare into the darkness, trembling because they hear a faint whoosh overhead, like a broom slicing through the sky. Moments later, bombs explode, lighting up the night. Terrified, the Nazis had a name for these silent assassins. They call them the Night Witches. But here's the twist. These weren't hardened male pilots or special ops soldiers. They were young women, barely in their 20s, flying wooden planes built for crop dusting. It all began in 1941, when Hitler invaded the Soviet Union. As men rushed to the front lines, a brave group of women refused to stay behind. One woman, Marina Raskova, known as the Soviet Amelia Earhart, used her fame to convince Stalin himself to form an all-female combat regiment. Thus, the 588th Night Bomber Regiment was born, made up entirely of women, pilots, navigators, mechanics. Some had never even driven a car before, yet within months they were flying bombing missions in the dead of night. Their aircraft? The Polikarpov Po-2, a fragile biplane made of canvas and plywood. No radar, no parachutes, no radio. And if they were hit, the plane would burst into flames instantly. The Nazis mocked them at first, calling them the flying sewing machines. But soon, the laughter turned to terror. The women mastered the art of stealth bombing, cutting their engines before reaching the target, gliding silently over enemy lines and dropping their bombs with eerie precision. That's when German soldiers began calling them Nachthexen, the Night Witches. Because to them, the sound of their gliding planes was like the rustling of broomsticks. Each night, they flew 8 to 18 missions, navigating by moonlight and instinct. They faced freezing winds, gunfire, and death at every turn. Yet they kept flying. And here are some incredible facts most people don't know. They flew over 30,000 missions and dropped more than 23,000 tons of bombs. The youngest pilot was just 17 years old. Their planes were so slow that enemy aircraft often stalled trying to chase them down. Many of them flew without parachutes because the extra weight could cost them fuel. And despite being some of the most decorated pilots of WW, they were given men's uniforms. Too big, too heavy, and no proper gear for freezing flights. Yet, they owned the skies. By the end of the war, the Night Witches had become legends. They flew nearly 24,000 combat sorties, and 23 of them were awarded the title Hero of the Soviet Union. But their story was almost erased from history, hidden behind propaganda and forgotten by time. Today, their courage stands as one of the greatest testaments to bravery, endurance, and equality in the face of death. So the next time someone says war was fought only by men, remember the Night Witches, the women who turned fear into fire and silence into a weapon. Do you think you'd have the courage to fly a paper-thin plane into enemy fire for your country? Let me know in the comments. And if you love uncovering hidden heroes and untold stories from history, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Chrono Clips, where history's forgotten legends take flight again.